Welcome to NWA Looks That Kill. We have another amazing show lined up for you tonight, and we will start with Oliver Carter as he faces the Beast, Odinson. Can Oliver Carter regain his momentum, or will Odinson come out on top after his last loss to EC3? We will also see the NWA World Women's Champion Kenzie Page and her new sister Charlie Evans take on her former sister Kylie Page and the newest addition to the NWA women's roster, Yuka Sakazaki. And in our main event, in preparation for our next show at the 2300 Arena, Colby Corino teams up with TJP to take on the team of Matt Lee and Ortiz. Colby Corino and Matt Lee will both challenge for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship at the 2300 Arena, and TJP will take on Ortiz for the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship. So who will have the momentum going into the 2300 Arena? We'll find out this and more tonight. NWA Looks That Kill. We kick off the show as normal with a few pre-show matches, the first being for the NWA United States Tag Team Championships, as the Faithless defeat BK Westbrook and Alexander Moss in a 40 rated match. Really good match here considering who is in it. The Faithless get mid to late 30s, which is good. BK Westbrook doing really well, getting a 43. He may be someone, again, we do look to bring in the future. Moss was rusty, got a 24. He might improve if we keep using him, but at the moment, it was just this single appearance. If we move on to our next match. In our next match, it gets a 41 rating as Jeremiah Plunkett defeats Fight Panther Jr. A good 41 rated match considering they didn't click and it made for an awkward bout, but 41 for Plunkett and a 36 for Fight Panther Jr. So another good pre-show match here. In our third and final pre-show match, we saw Weber Hatfield defeat the returning Zane Dawson. Again, he gets a 43, the best of the three pre-show matches so far. Zane Dawson, if you don't know, was an NWA original back when Billy Corgan first purchased the company, and he was with his brother Dave as the Dawsons when NWA Power first came on the air. So he's made his return here just as a one-night appearance deal. He's rusty, but he got a 29 performance, whereas Weber Hatfield got a 48. So again, a good performance from Weber Hatfield. But if we move to the main show, the main show opens with Bishop Dyer in the ring. He calls out the man he beat for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam obviously obliges, comes out to the ring, and Dyer tells him that in the arena that made RVD and Colby Corino's father, Steve Corino, famous, the 2300 Arena, he will not only end RVG's managerial career early, but will also cut Colby Corino's career short. He promises them that neither Colby or Matt Lee are going to be walking out with the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and he'll be surprised if RVD or Colby Corino are able to walk out of the 2300 Arena at all. So our next show will be at the 2300 Arena, and it will be NWA Goes Extreme, and the main event, Bishop Dyer, Colby Corino, Matt Lee for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. In our first main show match of the night, Silas Mason defeats Aero Panther, which is his fifth defense of the National Heavyweight Championship. In the match, we did see Father James Mitchell distract Aero Panther, again sowing the seeds to whether or not Silas Mason will end up joining the Disciples of Sin after he seemingly has left the Southern Six. So we'll have to see how this progresses. Father James Mitchell enters the ring after helping Thorbilly retain, and he tells him to think about the offer he's made. This space is still there in the Disciples of Sin. There is one space now available after PCO is going to be out for around a year. He was on a tour of Australia and he has broke his neck and he is out for a year. So there is space for Silas Mason in the Disciples of Sin. should he want it. In our second match of the night, we see Natalia Markova and the debuting Millie McKenzie defeat the team of Haley J and Miss Star. Millie McKenzie is managed by SoCal Val, who we may remember from her TNA days, but they are two people that we brought in from Pro Wrestling Eve after that buyout, and they are very, very good wrestlers. Markova does do really well, getting a 48, Millie McKenzie getting a 40, Haley J a 38, and then Miss Star a 30. Haley J seemed very off her game, but Markova and McKenzie do show great chemistry teaming together, so they may be a permanent fixture on NWA. In our next segment, a 42 rated segment, it's Titus and the Slime Balls once again. Titus is telling them they need to learn how to be winners, and he's got a challenge for them. They're out in a local basketball court, and he's rounded up some local school children who look quite short, look quite unathletic, and they tell them they're going to be playing this basketball against them. Time then passes, we see a montage of all this basketball game, and at the end, the Slime Balls have clearly lost. Very heavily to these unathletic, small school children. Again, showing that they may not be cut out to be winners. In our next match, we'll have Trevor Murdoch defeating Vic in just under 8 minutes. Again, good way to get these two both on the card. Again, Vic being a member of James Mitchell's Disciples of Sin, Trevor Murdoch being an NWA veteran, one of the cornerstones of the entire company, getting a big win here over Vic. We then move to Ortiz. He's backstage and he says that when the NWA returns to the 2300 arena at Goes Extreme, he wants TJP, but he wants him in a no holds barred match. He doesn't want pins, he doesn't want submissions, he wants knockouts. He wants everything to be legal. He wants weapons, he wants thumbtacks, he wants tables, ladders, whatever you can get his hands on. He wants no holds barred against TJP. In our next match of the night, Kylie Page and Yuka Sakazaki do defeat the team of Kenzie Page and Charlie Evans when Kylie Page pins Charlie Evans. A really good match here, a 47 rated match, Yuka Sakazaki getting a 59 rating, Kylie Page getting a 27. Kenzie Page does suffer an injury, which does slow her down quite a bit. She suffers a strained biceps. We'll see how long that might keep her out for, if there's any fallout from this. But a good match all around, and a big win for Kylie Page and Yuka Sakazaki as they both look to challenge for the NWA World Women's Championship. In our next segment, Alex Taylor and Kerry Morton do catch Silas Mason as he's just about to get in his car. They ask him what's going on with him lately, but he completely blanks them and he drives off into the night. They're left confused, wondering what's happened to Thrillbilly, wondering if James Mitchell's advice has actually got to him. In our next segment, EC3 is holding his open challenge once again to anybody who wants a shot. This challenge is answered by the NWA World Television Champion, Mike Mondo. Mondo comes down and says tonight he'll do EC3 a favour. He'll put his World Television Championship on the line in this EC3 Open Challenge. We'll see how this match goes. In a 46 rated match, EC3 defeats Mike Mondo, but Mike Mondo intentionally gets disqualified. So EC3, although he has won the match, he is not the new NWA World Television Champion, as Mike Mondo gets himself disqualified. After the match, whilst Mondo celebrates, quote-unquote, retaining the NWA World Television Championship, Spencer Slade walks down. He is still a member of the Diamonds in the Rough, the former NWA World Tag Team Champions. He stares down both Mondo and EC3 and makes it clear that he wants the NWA World Television Championship. So Mike Mondo seemingly has two challengers in EC3 and Spencer Slade. In our next match, a 46 rated match, the team of Bojack, Marsh Roquette and Bestia defeat Taishin Nagao and Los Tranquillos when Bojack pins Taishin Nagao. A good match here, a massive win for Bojack and Marsh Rocket as they do defeat the trio that involves the NWA World Tag Team Champions. So this does put them into that #1 contender spot for the NWA World Tag Team Championships, and we'll see at NWA Girls Extreme if Bojack and Marsh Rocket can do what Bully Ray has said they can do and be NWA World Tag Team Champions by the end of the year. In our next match, Oliver Carter is defeated by Odinson after Max the Impaler comes out and beats down Oliver Carter before the match. Max the Impaler jumps Oliver Carter on his entrance. They throw him all around the arena, into the steps, into the ring post. They roll him in the ring. The match starts. Oliver Carter does put up a very good fight lasting around 13 minutes with Odinson until Max the Impaler gets involved again. Odinson does have a huge win here over Oliver Carter, regaining his momentum after his loss to EC3. But how will Oliver Carter respond to this new attack by Max the Impaler? In our next segment, in a 61 rated promo, Matt Lee warns both Bishop Dyer and Colby Corino not to take him lightly. Many other wrestlers and many other companies have underestimated before, but he'll make sure it doesn't happen again, and NWA Goes Extreme, he'll be walking out the new NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. And in our main event, a 67 rated match, Colby Corino and TJP fight to a draw with Matt Lee and Ortiz following a double countout. Again, neither of these four men can be separated. Colby and Matt Lee brawl all the way to the back, brawl all the way throughout the arena, and TJP and Ortiz brawl all the way out into the parking lot. They start to use weapons to get ready for their no-holds-barred match at NWA Goes Extreme. So there's nothing conclusive been settled tonight, and we'll have to wait and see what happens at NWA Goes Extreme as TJP takes on Ortiz and Corino faces Matt Lee and Bishop Dyer for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. So we'll finish the show and see what rating we got. Unfortunately, as you can see, the show was once again marred by pre-show equipment problems, which does make the show seem worse, as well as just normal production values anyway. But the show still does get a 52 rating. It does increase our popularity in 30 regions, so we'll see if it has us grow any further and we can actually reach our TV deal for 2026. But if we go to our post-show area, so we'll be praising 3 new people today with Natalie Markova, Millie McKenzie and Bojack, because they all put in quite good performances. So we'll see how they react to this. Markova is pleased, as is McKenzie, as is Bojack. We'll have a look at the injury to Kenzie Page. It's only a 4-day injury, she can still work through it, so she'll be ready for NWA Goes Extreme. If we look at our financial report, see how much money we made or if we lost any. We do make around $10,000 or just over $10,000 for this show. Again, the workers were very high, an $11,000 show. Ticket sales just under $17,000 and broadcast revenue about $10,500. So it is quite a good profit for this show. If we look at our popularity recap, we have grown in many different regions, with the most important being the 32s in the regions of America, which means we can now officially put NWA Power back on the air. It won't be done straight away. I'll probably put it on the air after NWA Goes Extreme. So in 2026, NWA Power will be back. We do have growth other places in the world as well, with going up to 20 popular in Mexico and growing in a few areas of the UK as well. Again, we are looking at hopefully branching out to other areas to hopefully raise our stock there as well. But the most important thing is the fact that we can now finally return to television. That should be enough for the show today, so we'll see you back at the home screen. So here we are back on the home page. Again, it doesn't look like there's much news going on. So if we look at our emails, we see our viewership. Again, we've got 2 people gone, and BK Westbrook, who was on our shortlist, was hired. So he may be back soon. But the viewing figures, we got just over 40,000, which is obviously quite a lot. And it is a, again, very good way to end the show. So we will finish there. We'll go back to the office area, and we'll wrap up to go to our next show. So our next show, as you can see, as we've mentioned, is NWA Goes Extreme. This will be in the 2300 arena, and we will see Ortiz take on TJP for the NWA World's Junior Heavyweight Championship in a no-holds-barred match, and we will also see Colby Corino and Matt Lee challenge Bishop Dyer for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. Once again, thank you very much for watching this episode. I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Comment any wrestlers that you'd like to see in the series, and I will see you at NWA Goes Extreme in the 2300 arena.